Imagine pulling up to the gas station, watching prices climb higher than ever. Global oil markets are on the brink, with a new conflict threatening to send oil to $200 a barrel. In this video, we'll break down the 5 critical updates shaping what you pay at the pump, and why the world is watching. Stay with me for the facts that matter most to your wallet. The Strait of Hormuz, just 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, may seem like a small sliver of water on the map, but its significance is anything but small. This narrow passage connects the Persian Gulf to the open waters of the Arabian Sea, acting as a vital artery for the world's energy supply. Every day, more than a fifth of the world's oil, over 20 million barrels, flows through this bottleneck. That's nearly 20% of global oil consumption, making the Strait of Hormuz the single most important energy choke point on the planet. Oil tankers, laden with crude from Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, and the UAE, must all pass through these waters to reach markets in Asia, Europe, and beyond. Right now, the strait is a geopolitical flashpoint. Armed skirmishes, missile threats, and naval standoffs are a constant risk. The presence of military ships from multiple nations underscores just how volatile this region is. Even the threat of conflict can send shockwaves through the global economy. When tankers are forced to reroute or halt, the effects ripple across the globe. Shipping delays and sudden route changes disrupt supply chains, causing uncertainty and panic in energy markets. News of a single incident here can trigger a cascade of reactions worldwide. Every disruption in the Strait of Hormuz means higher prices at the pump and increased costs for industries everywhere. Buyers scramble to secure alternative supplies, while insurance premiums for ships skyrocket, adding billions in extra costs to global trade. The world's heavy reliance on this narrow choke point is its greatest vulnerability. A single closure, whether from conflict, sabotage, or blockade, could send oil prices soaring overnight, triggering economic turmoil far beyond the Middle East. The Strait of Hormuz isn't just a shipping lane, it's the nerve center of global energy risk. Its stability, or instability, has the power to shape economies, influence governments, and impact the daily lives of billions around the world. Oil prices are swinging wildly. Every rumor or headline from the Strait of Hormuz sends markets into chaos. Traders are reacting to fear, not just facts, driving prices up or down in minutes. This volatility hits everyone, from businesses to families, making it nearly impossible to plan ahead. Hedge funds are betting big, fueling even more instability. In today's oil market, uncertainty is the only constant. With oil prices soaring to levels not seen in years, U.S. oil producers are finally ramping up their operations in a significant way. Across the vast landscapes of Texas, North Dakota, and other oil-rich states, the familiar sight of pump jacks moving rhythmically at sunrise signals a renewed energy in the American oil industry. Companies that had scaled back during the downturn are now seizing the opportunity to boost output, hoping to capitalize on the global demand and higher prices. Shale rigs, which had been idled or mothballed during the lean years, are now coming back online at a rapid pace. Teams of workers are assembling new rigs and refurbishing old ones, bringing advanced drilling equipment into the heart of U.S. shale regions. The revival is especially visible in Texas, where the Permian Basin is once again buzzing with activity, and companies are investing heavily in technology to extract oil more efficiently than ever before. Oil companies are chasing record profits, with financial reports showing sharp increases in revenue and stock prices. Workers on the ground are celebrating the return of jobs and the promise of steady paychecks, while barrels of freshly pumped oil are being prepared for transport to refineries and export terminals. The industry is experiencing a sense of optimism not felt in years, but this resurgence isn't instant. New wells take time to drill, complete, and bring into full production. The process involves complex logistics, from securing permits to sourcing equipment and materials, all of which can take months. And there's another challenge: labor shortages. Many experienced workers left the industry during the downturn, and companies are now struggling to recruit and train new talent. This shortage is slowing the surge in production, as some rigs sit idle, waiting for crews to arrive. The industry's working hard to attract workers back, but it's a slow process. Still, the U.S. is flexing its muscle on the world stage, determined to use its energy resources to influence global markets. Policymakers are aiming to cushion the blow for American consumers, who are feeling the pinch at the gas pump. By increasing domestic production, the hope is to stabilize prices and reduce the impact of global supply shocks. At the same time, the US is seeking to gain leverage globally, exporting more oil to allies and asserting its influence in international energy markets. Tankers loaded with American crude are leaving ports in record numbers, reshaping the global energy landscape. Yet, there's a risk. If production ramps up too quickly, it could flood the market and cause prices to crash just as fast as they rose. This would hurt producers and destabilize the industry once again. It's a delicate balance requiring careful coordination between companies, regulators, and policymakers. The world is watching every move, with newsrooms and financial markets tracking US oil production numbers and price fluctuations in real time. Investors, governments, and everyday consumers are all paying close attention to what happens next. Allies are hoping for relief from high prices and supply shortages, while rivals fear losing their grip on the market and the power that comes with it. International leaders are meeting to discuss policy, and reactions to America's oil resurgence are mixed. Some see opportunity, others see threat. America's oil industry is back in the global spotlight, and the consequences of its actions will ripple across economies and borders for years to come. Despite the panic, experts predict prices will eventually stabilize as new supplies come online. But right now, fear is driving the market far above fundamentals. Some warn of a new era of high prices. Others expect a crash once the crisis passes. Every shock forces governments and companies to rethink energy strategies and invest in resilience. The only certainty, change is coming, and no one knows exactly what's next. Today's crisis is shaping tomorrow's energy landscape. When oil prices spike, the impact is immediate and personal. You feel it every time you pull up to the gas station and watch the numbers climb higher than before. Filling up your car suddenly costs more, and that extra expense can quickly add up over weeks and months. But it doesn't stop there. The effects ripple outwards, touching nearly every aspect of daily life. At the grocery store, you might notice your usual staples. Bread, milk, vegetables are more expensive than they were just a few weeks ago. That's because higher oil prices increase the cost of transporting goods, and those costs are passed on to you, the consumer. Even services you rely on, from public transportation to delivery apps, may raise their prices to keep up. For small business owners, these rising costs can be especially tough. Many struggle to pay higher bills while trying not to lose customers by raising their own prices. At home, families might find themselves budgeting more carefully, cutting back on non-essentials, or worrying about how to cover rising utility bills. When oil prices stay high for a long time, the strain can push entire economies toward recession. Central banks may step in, raising interest rates to try to control inflation, but that can make borrowing more expensive and slow down growth even further. In developing countries, where people often spend a larger share of their income on fuel and food, the pain is even sharper. Protests can erupt as daily life becomes unaffordable, deepening social divides and threatening stability. Yet, in the face of these challenges, there is also opportunity. Crises like these often spark innovation. Engineers and inventors race to find new, cleaner, and more affordable energy solutions. Governments and communities may come together, seeking ways to cooperate and build resilience for the future. Ultimately, the story of rising oil prices is not just about numbers or markets. It's about you, your family, and the choices we all make together. How we respond now will shape not only how we weather this storm, but also the kind of world we create for generations to come. The oil market is caught between immediate crisis and long-term fundamentals. How long will this disruption last, and how will it affect your life? Stay informed, stay prepared, and let us know how rising prices are impacting you in the comments. We'll keep bringing you the facts as this story unfolds.